Welcome back to the Muster Point, the podcast where we take a look into life in the forces and what it's like once you're out. I'm Stu Mendelsohn, former Royal Engineer and current face of a subway.
And I'm Steve Black, former 2nd Royal Tank Regiment, now a man that thinks it's okay to blow his nose in the shower and piss his missus off when she has to use a scraper to get the bogies off the tiles.
Today we're talking about the proudest, almost shameful moments from your time in the forces.
Is it the time you received your Victoria Cross from the Queen, or the time you were pissed up, dressed as a Power Ranger with your knob out at a kid's birthday party?
Get yourself comfy. There's a banging episode incoming.
This is the Muster Point, where we play off-ground Willy Bum Tag with your nan.
Right, here we go. And we're back, Steve.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm not too bad. You weren't on nights last week, were you? Last night, were you?
No, I'm not. Tonight, my first night tonight.
So tomorrow you're going to be tired?
I will be, but I'll get over it.
Because tomorrow's a big day at the Muster Point, isn't it?
I've got some screech that'll
That'll
perk me
fucking
up.
And rot your teeth.
Yeah, well, I'll sniff it.
All right, rot your nose in.
Yeah.
What we got on tomorrow at the Muster Point? It's a big day, isn't it? Big morning.
Yes. So we've got a lot of VIPs. We've got a local MP, got Baroness Taylor, all the councillors, people from the council, and veterans.
What about the mayor? Got the mayor and her consort coming.
Yeah, and them. Yeah, we're going to be signing the Armed Forces Covenant.
Yeah.
And also the unveiling of the Veterans Bench.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
Councillor Claire Paris has got us. She's got 2 benches, I believe, hasn't she? And they're going to be known as the Veterans Benches, and one's going to be going right near our breakfast club.
Yeah, and
the other one's little spot.
And the other one's going right near your gaff, isn't it, Steve?
It is, yeah.
Are you excited to sit on it?
Well, I'll have to kick the glue sniffers off first,
right.
but yeah.
Well, you got glue sniffers up your way, have you?
You don't get glue sniffers no more, do you? Everyone's on that spice now.
it's a dying art, glue sniffing.
I might go and get some Bostik and show them how to do it.
Yeah.
Some Tipex or whatever.
Well, they took all the good stuff out of glues, didn't they? So for this exact reason.
I remember at school, a lot of the girls used to do lighter fluid, breathing in lighter fluid.
Yeah. Well,
Tipex on their
may
cuffs.
have done that.
Yeah,
may have done that in my past.
Never into that. But,
no? Well, apparently it had the potential to freeze your lungs.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that was, but carried on doing it for a bit. Yeah. As you do. Young, stupid, naive.
Yeah.
So what you been up to, Steve?
Well,
what's been going on?
It's my missus' birthday, so I was on my week off work. Every 3 weeks I get a week off. That's my week off. But my missus' birthday, so spent some time with her, chilled out.
You make it sound like it was a chore. Spend some time with her.
Oh, no, I had a lovely time.
Did you? Where did you go? Anywhere nice?
There's a place about 45 minutes away, I think it's in Bedfordshire, called Grafton Water, massive reservoir. Just spent a few days up there, really. Just, chilling out by the lake. Took my dog and my missus, not calling her a dog.
Because you've just made a purchase, haven't you?
I have. I bought a van, a dogger van.
A dogger van, yeah, go on.
It's like it's a transit. It's been converted to like a camper van type thing. So, it's nice. It's got all the electrics.
It's got a mattress in the back, innit?
It's got a blow-up bed. And
blow-up bed, plazzy cuffs, balaclava.
Yeah, and a bottle of chloroform.
Yeah. Roses are red, violets are blue. I've got a knife, so get in the van. We're not going to see you on an episode of 24 Hours in Police Custody, are we?
No, because being an ex-soldier, I know how to avoid capture.
Track
discipline.
Discipline. Yeah. You'll be dragging your missus around with you on the run, are you?
Yeah, you're going to live in the van.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. So
what else? Go on.
You had the breakfast club on your own.
Yeah.
We've both done it on our own before, but it's a bit daunting. I always find when you know you're going to be doing it. Always works out all right, but because you don't know who's coming, do you? That's the thing. You don't know if it's going to be 15 people or 30 people. You don't know if you're going to have the police come, VIPs, charities, organisations. It's nice if they tell us, but they don't always. So,
well, we had. I was aware that Matt Suter from Fighting with Pride we're going to do a shout out to them later on. But yeah, he came down. He came all the way from Norwich, to be fair to him.
Yeah, it's kind of ours.
So he's new to the charity, and it was his first. It was the first veterans drop-in hub he'd done. He's not a veteran. When I spoke to him on the lead up, I could tell there was a bit of anxiety there. But I said to him, look, a lot of our veterans are of a certain generation, of a certain age, but they're all good lads and lasses. And I said to him, at the end of the day, I believe it's another organisation which is sadly needed because of the historic cases. And like for us, it's just another connection, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not aware of any of our veterans being of the LGBTQ community, but
George said something once, but
oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well,
something about high heels, but I think that's just in the bedroom. So.
Well, exactly, but at least if anything starts affecting him in the future, that he needs to reach out. We've got a contact now.
That's it. Like I say, with all these charities, and hopefully no one ever needs them, but we've made the contact now, and and we know other breakfast clubs that we can pass their details on. But knowing most squaddies, they won't reach out. They'll suffer in silence. So.
Exactly. But there was loads of people on last Tuesday. Although when I looked at the numbers, so I think there was about 28. But what I'm starting to learn is 22, but the difference between 22 and 28 is only obviously 5. But in that room, it's like a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
But it was good. It's good. Like, just everyone's like, because obviously recently, what was it? The 14th of July was our 6-month anniversary. And it's like, how far have we fucking come? Everyone says like, this is amazing. Yeah, like the little community we've built.
Definitely.
What are you doing?
Plugging my laptop in. I've just noticed it ain't plugged in.
Okay, now plug it in, mate. Plug it in.
There we go. Stuck it in.
But yeah, it was a good one. Like, yeah, I can't. I just think it's going from strength to strength, and then tomorrow with the signing of the covenants, another mark of intent, shows that we're about. I'm still waiting for ASDIC, the Association of Service Drop-In Centres. So I did say, like, look, are you going to get back to me? And the woman said that they're changing some stuff and she's short-staffed. She's probably just one woman on her own, like a lot of these grassroots organisations are. So
is she called Beryl?
No, but interestingly, that's my mother's name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Beryl. Beza. Nanny Bez.
Does she sit there like knitting? I can imagine.
She does. She does knit. Yeah. Yeah, bless her. She's, how old is she? She must be almost 80 now. Still fucking going, though. Loves it.
Good girl.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. What else?
So we had the Tuesday Muster Club with Fighting with Pride.
Yeah.
We've been getting some of the Artillery Association popping in, haven't we, now?
Yes, we've got a good little relationship there with the Royal Artillery Association, based up in Biggleswade area. So they supported us with the funeral of Duncan Underwood. We had a little game of temping bowling where humiliating the Muster Point veterans were beat. And considering most of their veterans couldn't stand.
one of them was he 98 or something, wasn't he?
Yeah. He fucking didn't have a clue what was going on, did he?
We had Colin on our team. Colin done all right,
Colin's a shark, mate, isn't he? Yeah, I haven't done bowling in about 40 years. Yeah, fuck off, mate, with your fucking 130 odd. But, yeah.
Mark Worcester was a bit shameful, wasn't he? He seemed to miss the first time. Every go, the first shot, he'd missed, when he completely missed. And then
shameful. Well, I fucking scored the same amount of points with him. It's the fucking lowest score I've ever got in bowling.
Didn't have your bowling shoes on, that's what it was.
Well, yeah,
you took your shoes off, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, that didn't work out. The next time I'm wearing the bowling shoes, I'm going to sniff them beforehand as well.
I'm wear me Crocs.
Oh, don't. No need for that, mate.
Yeah.
What? Go on.
So, what else have we had? We've been banging the drum about the Remembrance Ball.
The Remembrance Ball, right.
Yeah.
So, there's... How many tickets do you think have gone? So
75.
So there's a maximum of 220 tickets available. How many do you think have gone?
75.
We are basically down to our last 100 seats. We've sold over half of them already.
Fucking hell.
And it's shaping up to be a fucking cracker. So actually, I need to speak to the Veterans Comedy Club today. So they're coming down with comedians. We've got live band, Sorrow Vale. I know in a previous episode we played their debut track. So, but they're gonna play mainly covers. I said to them, like, throw in some of your own ones, of course, like, but so they're open to, like, let them know what we want them to play, and they'll do their best to get it on the thing. We've got DJ, and then I'm in the process of creating some tribute videos to the veterans, which I haven't gone into detail with you, Steve, but I'll need to spend some time with you filming you. Not naked this time, obviously.
Okay.
But it's fucking shaping up to be a brilliant event. I will say so. Mick Knowles, he's an avid listener. He's called in, sent in some messages. So his companies are going to sponsor it. He's got a few, so I don't quite know which one it is. But shout out to Mick Knowles. Ollie Swain.
Is he the bloke who uses a selfie stick to answer the phone because his arms are so small?
Yeah, the T-Rex. We haven't mentioned that in a while. The T-Rex. But thank you, Mick. Much appreciated. We've also got Ollie Swain from Material Movement Limited, who are an earth moving company in Hitchin. So they're going to sponsor a table. They've got a few veterans that work for them. So they're gonna come along. I think nearer the time I think we should get Ollie on because he's quite a character. And just, do you know what I mean? Like, if he's sponsoring the event, then he should be able to come on. We'll get Mick on. We need Mick on. He's fucking amazing. He's got short arms and fucking short teeth. And then
also get him extra long knives and forks for his dinner.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
The telescopic ones.
Interestingly, so when I spoke to Mick, so he's paid for a table and he's gonna bring down some of the old boys from 10 Squadron, which would be quite interesting.
Yeah, I was speaking to Pud the other day. He's my mate Pud. Yeah. And, he's coming.
Yeah. He needs to fucking book his ticket then.
No, he's coming with Mick, I think, isn't he? Or is he not?
Oh, is it? I don't know. Maybe.
I just assumed he was.
I don't know. Fuck knows. Who else is there? So MR Barrett Electrical Letchworth are biggest fans, so they sponsored the VE Day event. So they're sponsoring a table as well. I spoke to Mark the other day, so he I said because obviously I've said to Mick and I've said to Ollie, I said, like, send me your company logos and I'll put it on all the promotional material. But MR Barrett don't have a website, they don't have Facebook or anything like that. He's going to dig me out his company logo, but that's a sign of a good electrician, isn't it? That you don't advertise, like, it must be good.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's good to have them on board. We've also got, I applied for some funding. So each elected councillor has a pot of money that they can spend on community activities where they see fit. So Councillor Doug Bainbridge, Herts County Councillor, and his wife, Councillor Janet Bainbridge, have given us £500 each from their local budget. And also Councillor Claire Paris of Stevenage Borough Council has given us £500 from her local budget. Yeah. So thank you very much, people.
Thank you very much. I say we work very closely with Claire especially, but I know Doug comes along as well.
Yeah, Doug and his missus are veterans actually. So that's good. But yeah, as I said, fucking tickets are flying out the window. Yeah. So email me, stu@themusterpoint.org.uk to secure your place at the Muster Point celebration of Remembrance Ball, Saturday the 15th of November at the Holiday Inn in Stevenage, 6:30 until midnight. And you don't have to wear black tie. You can wear your regimental tie. You can wear medals. Steve's turning up in a mankini, I believe. So
yeah, but with a bow tie.
But here you go. Yeah. But not all people want to wear a bow tie, do they, Steve? So
no, but I know some people do though. I know Dave Paris. He said he's got a Royal Anglian bow tie that he wants to wear.
Fair play to him.
If people have got this clobber, they're going to want to wear it because you don't get to wear it, do you? So
yeah, exactly.
If you're serving, wear your mesh dress.
Yeah. Is Bottle going to come? Because I spoke to Chrissy Bryant the other day and just said, like, look, mate, Steve said that you're going to get a table together, but tickets are running out, mate. And so he's going to speak to the Tank Regiment football lot next weekend.
Yeah, he did put, because they're going to Norwich on Sunday. He's put a post on their Facebook group thing. So, hopefully. But if it's not a table, it's just a couple. If anyone wants to come, don't have to be a whole table.
So tickets are currently at £65, which I think's fucking reasonable, Yeah. When you compare it to our local branch of the British Legion, had a VE Day event meal, and it was cold buffet in a cold church. Bring your own cutlery, bring your own drink, and that was what 20 quid, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's a disco, Christmas disco in Hatfield, I think, another veterans group. That's 90 odd quid for a disco.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So.
It makes ours look quite reasonable, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's reasonable, I think. Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, we're not making much out of it. We're probably not making nothing really out of the ticket prices.
Yeah. Well, you'll be surprised.
Yeah.
I need to send you the budget over, don't I?
I don't do numbers. I just do pictures. Not your pictures.
You love a picture of me.
Yeah.
What else we got? Oh, we got so I messaged you the other day. We got the so we've the muster point is now on the board, is a board member of the Hertfordshire Armed Forces Covenant Board, and I believe every county should have something similar. So a Covenant board is key councillors in the county, like local, like the SAFA reps, the RBL reps, local regiments, and it's about their duty, I believe, is to uphold the covenant in that area. So we've got a voice at the table, because I've moaned about it before that I believe Hertfordshire isn't living up to its commitments. So I know I said you're coming along to. Yeah, I'm going to be wearing a dog lead, and I'm going to hold the table. Lead, like, pull it. If I get too
electric shot collars.
Yeah.
Down boy.
Keep me in check.
And we've got Mark Worcester. He's arranging the battle proms that'll be for next year, but he started that. So anyone who's comes to our breakfast club, the battle proms. I've been invited a few times through the cadets and things like that, and it's at Hatfield House. I think there's a few of them actually, but our local one's Hatfield House. Yeah, and it's just it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's a big picnic, bit of a booze up, I think, if you want that. But there's a big orchestra, there's fireworks, cavalry charge. It's everything's red, white, and blue. It's very, very land of open glory, all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, land of morning glory.
Yeah. So that's about us this week. So
what's this episode about? Tell the listeners what they can expect.
So this episode is about your proudest and most shameful experiences from the time in the forces.
Nice. And as usual, we've got some Armed Forces Veterans news. We've got listener sit reps. We've got Muckers Remembered, Bravo Zulu shout out, and let's see what happens. So what we're going to go into.
Should we get the news done? There's quite a bit of news, actually. So England women, females, they won the Euros again. Fair play to them. I'm not a big football fan, especially the women's football. That doesn't do much for me. I watched a little bit of a penalty shootout, and one of them fell over.
Yeah, I saw that. Had to be retaken due to a double touch,
and she missed.
which is a new law for this season.
Yeah, I don't know, but no, can't take anything away from them. It's amazing what they've done. I'm not a football fan anymore, but I don't think it's as good as the men's. My opinion, I don't enjoy it as much as the men's.
Okay, but why is that, Steve?
At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with saying the Italians make the best pasta. So why can't we say men make the best footballers? I'm not saying England men, but it's, I suppose, the size of the players, the passion. Not the passion.
The size matters to you, does it?
Do you know
Steve?
what it does? I like them big. Do you know what the passion? I think the females are more passionate. That's one thing I would say. I heard them all saying how proud they are to be English and have English blood, and I like that. You never hear the men say that. But I'd like to see a tournament where there's 11 aside, but you've got to have at least 5 of one gender in the team, and see what happens.
Well, interestingly, and I should have looked up the details for this. So I think there's the Veterans World Cup is coming up in Norway, I believe. So Ashley Doyle, we interviewed him about addiction and his journey through addiction. He works up at Tom Harrison House, and so he's in the World Cup, Veterans World Cup team. So yeah, look that up. Look up the Veterans World Cup in Norway, and let's cheer on our fellow veterans to victory, eh?
Who funds that? Is that FA?
Nah, I should think there'll be some grassroots funding through the FA. Yeah. I want to know why I weren't invited to referee.
Yeah.
Fucking criminal, that.
It is, yeah.
Because yesterday, so I had my first middle pre-season yesterday. Fucking had to sim bin one lad for fucking constantly at me. Fucking come on, ref. Right, fuck you.
I don't know if I told you before, but I might have mentioned it. I got sent off once as a spectator.
Yeah, you can't do that. No, I can't send off spectators.
Well, I got a yellow card, or red card, sorry. This was at an army game.
Yeah.
I think it might have been I don't know, it was playing a QDG or something like that. And someone said, the ref can send you off because I was giving him a lot of shit. And I was like, no, he can't. And he went, yeah, go on. And I started going, oh, ref. And every time I looked around, I was going, you wanker. And in the end, he stopped the game, give me a red card. And I went off, went down the Neffy probably. About a week later, I got called in the RSM's office. He went, oi, why have I got a letter here for someone called Trooper Smith, got sent off when the only person they remember getting sent off was some prat with no eyebrows who looks like you. I don't know, sir. But it was like a €400 fine or something.
You know, shouldn't have paid that. Did you pay it?
No, I didn't, but it's Trooper Smith, not me.
Oh, right, yeah.
Someone else with no eyebrows. Yeah.
But no, do you know what? Fair play to the England women, because they weren't the best team in that tournament, and it's that fucking dogged English lioness spirit that got them through, and I'm a massive fan of that.
Yeah, no,
fucking
like
brilliant.
I'm not a fan of any sport anymore. But what I didn't like, and is one of the players had a broken leg and she carried on playing. I don't agree with that, because I just think you're putting the team in jeopardy there. That's like, because if she had to get subbed off, that's a sub you've lost. So I don't really agree with that.
I would like to shout out, I can't remember her name, and this is the problem, maybe I should pay more attention to women's football. Let me look her up, because I want to give her a proper shout out.
Who's that one with the broken leg?
No, that was bronze, I think her name was. Right, Hannah Hampton, the England keeper. So she was instrumental, without a doubt, in England lifting that trophy. And she basically, a few years ago, she was told by a doctor to jack in football because she had an eye condition. And when she was younger, she had some surgeries on her eyes. And you know me, I'm a massive fan of people with eye conditions, because I have one myself. So shout out to her.
Yeah, fair play.
What other news we got?
Right. So the Ukrainian surgeons have been brought to the UK to do training on British dead bodies. These are dead bodies that were donated to science. But the British surgeons and Ukrainian surgeons at one of the university hospitals, they're dissecting or doing procedures on dead bodies. It's a bit of a, but obviously it's not. Obviously the Ukrainians are going to be learning a lot, but I'm sure everyone's going to be learning a lot from this. A bit like Camp Bastion. I remember I only visited friends in there, but I know there was surgeons from all over the world, because they go there to share their expertise.
And gain experience.
I think that's the main reason, really, you got trauma specialists from New York who specialise in gunshots and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We learn a lot from this sort of stuff. So,
I remember it when I was there, or when we were there, it was renowned as being the best trauma hospital in the entire world for that exact reason. And I remember when I was taken into like the triage area, I just remember like loads of hands on me, and I could hear people saying, I'm Dr. So-and-so, specialist in this. Am I needed here? And it was like, yeah, no, on you go. And the nurse that looked after me on the ward for the period of time I was in Camp Bastion. She was an NHS nurse, not TA. Yeah. She was an NHS nurse in Whitechapel Hospital that basically volunteered as a civilian to go to Camp Bastion Hospital.
It was when I was at it, it was quite well known. If you got back to Camp Bastion, chances are you're going to survive.
Yeah.
And I think it was quite rare that people died in that hospital, and because they had all the equipment there, they had expertise. There was no shortage. You didn't have to wait in the waiting room for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I know my mate Paddle. I think he died twice on a helicopter, and he's still with us now. He might not be in the best condition, but he's still alive.
Yeah. And going back to that point, so one of the benefits of war is like fucking the advancements in technology and surgery. I mean, I think it was the developments of plastic surgery from World War One was massive.
And, they used to grow something and then start moving stuff around your face, didn't it? Detach it, stick it in, and unbelievable. Nice. So the F-35 plane that was stranded in India is now back on HMS Prince of Wales. So I don't know the details, but they got it back. So well done, the Navy.
Well done.
And in other news, on another F-35, a US Navy F-35 crashed in California. And it's the second time an F-35's crashed this year. Quite worrying, just for a technical malfunction.
Is that the F-35 Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie?
I think the Navy used Bravo.
Okay.
The Americans, so they're Air Force, Navy, and Marines have all got F-35s, but they're A, B, and C. I don't know what the actual difference is. I take it. You think the Marines and the Navy had used a similar one, but I think the Marines, so when ours refuel off another plane, we can't use the American version unless it's the US Marines, because the setup's different. The US Marines have got the same setup as us, but the US Navy and Air Force have got a different setup.
Okay.
I don't get that, but there's obviously a reason behind it.
Your brother-in-law worked on helicopters, didn't he?
Yeah, diggy dog.
If there's anyone listening that knows the difference between the F-15s or F-35,
my mate Paul, the sailor, he got out before the F-35s, but he was quite clued up on all that sort of stuff. He was mainly Harrier, but I think he might have he'd done a bit. He was in for about 27 years. I'll ask him.
Yeah, because that just reminded me. So I live right next to Shuttleworth, where there's an airfield and collection of old aircraft, and they have every now and again they have like flyovers and stuff going on, and they had the old Eurofighter was in the area flying over, and it reminded me how fucking loud they are, because obviously I was based at RAF Leeming, and where our squadron officers were was like the point on the runway where they were at full tilt for takeoff, and I think it was Tornadoes that were mainly based out of Leeming, and they were loud, but when the Eurofighters come in, it was like a completely different noise. It was like, what the fuck? Yeah. But yeah, they were flying around. I didn't see him actually, but
it's hard to see them when you hear them, and you got to look. Like, I've always found when you see it, look like nowhere near there.
yeah, exactly.
My sister lives in York, like North York, and I don't know what base is up that way, but you see.
No, that's where Leeming is, North Yorkshire.
Right. So it probably is that. But I think there's a lot of Americans as well up there. Am I right in thinking that? Or is it not?
I thought the American air bases were more East Anglia, Mildenhall and all that.
Might be talking shit then. Probably, I wouldn't know the difference if I see it, to be fair.
But to be fair, fucking when, like, if those things are at breaking the sound barrier, it doesn't take them long to fucking shift distance, does it?
Nah. A bit faster than an old 432.
I thought you were going to say they're a bit faster than an old XR3 for some reason.
Edinburgh Tattoo is currently performing every night. 75 years old this year.
Decent.
And, have you ever been there? You ever been?
No.
Have you been to Edinburgh?
I've been to Edinburgh.
I like Edinburgh. It's brilliant.
I only flew into Edinburgh because this was like well before I joined the army. I worked in IT, and there was a supplier up there, and I went to meet him, and basically we went on the piss.
I like Edinburgh. It's a weird city, and it's very old, unusual.
Yeah.
But I went to Edinburgh Tattoo when I was about 15. My dad took me up there. I enjoyed it. I always watch it on the telly every year. And then a bit of sad news. So Oh, we'll get this up. So RAF, sorry, this ain't the sad news. RFA Argus is stuck in Portsmouth because it's unfit to sail. It was.
What's RFA?
It's a Royal Fleet Auxiliary. It's
okay.
Is that the Merchant Navy? I think the Merchant Navy operate them. I think. But anyway, it's it was, what do they call it? It was an Italian container ship. And it was commandeered, that's the word I'm looking for the Falklands War. And it's been in service since then. And they they want it in service until 2030, but it's now unfit to sail and it's stuck in Portsmouth. And this bottle sent me this in, and he said, like, Portsmouth hasn't got the facilities to do that no more. They've closed all the dockyards that Portsmouth used to be a powerhouse for maintaining building ship. It's not there no more. So now, I don't know what they're going to do with it. I think they've got to get it to to Plymouth. To sort out.
Devonport, the dock.
I've seen a picture. It's a massive ship. But in March this year, this government got rid of 2 other big support ships, the Albion and Bulwick, something like that. But they were massive support ships, and they've just been refitted and they've scrapped them or sold them, whatever. So we haven't got no more. So I don't think the Navy have got many support ships anymore.
Bloody hell.
It's just mad. You get rid of ships before you've replaced them. Yeah. That's politics, isn't it? How can we save money? Let's scrap these and then worry about it when a war starts. But,
exactly.
But like I say, some sad news then. So Private Harry Johnson, he died on the 24th of July, 2025. And this was during his training. He was trained to be a paratrooper.
Ah, yeah.
And he died during a PT session at Vimy Barracks in Catterick. And he was 19 years old. And I think this just highlights, how hard recruits are pushed in training. It's not, don't make it right, but it is, it is what it is.
Yeah. Do you know the cause of death?
I don't. No idea.
Yeah.
But it does seem, I don't know if it's just because of social media and then a lot of young people having heart attacks, and not, when I say a lot more than I've ever known the last 10 years. Football. I remember when that
footballers. There's been a few footballers, isn't there? So
was it Bolton, Moamba? I was at the Spurs game when it happened. I was at the ground and it was horrible. It just, the whole ground went silent, and then they done and they saved him. But there's been others. Ericsson, he had an heart attack, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
and again, they're lucky because I think when that Moamba collapsed, there was a heart surgeon, a paramedic in the stand watching. So they all run out and done their magic and saved him. But unfortunately, it don't always work.
And also my team, Luton Town, so our ex-captain, Tom Lockyer, he had 2 heart attacks, in 6 months on the pitch. It's like, what the fuck?
I know all the, your protein shakes and all that sort of stuff. It's not performance enhancing, but I do query, and the energy drink, just that diets and things like that. You can eat as healthy as, a vegan diet, for instance. A lot of that's heavily processed. And I know I'm a fine one to talk about diets, but it's just weird how young, fit and healthy people are having heart attacks.
Okay. Yeah.
Or, did they have them before, but no one really cared. They just died. I don't know. Yeah. Weird. But it's sad.
It is sad. 19 years old, it's no age, is it?
No, it's not. That's if he had a heart attack. I don't know. If it's during a PT session, I don't know. It could be anything, couldn't it? Same as, I tell you, could be allergies. I've got weird allergies now. I'd like anyone else, any other listeners, to let us know. I've, over the years, to be fair, they're a lot better now. But when I left the army, I started getting reactions to fucking everything. And the worst one was my mate's 30th birthday party. I had a handful of peanuts and my throat closed up. And being a dickhead, I just went and hid in the corner of a pub, in a dark corner on my own. But I controlled my breathing and calmed myself down. And after about half hour, it relaxed. Yeah. And it happened again later on. I was at work and I had something to eat and my throat closed up. And again, I went in the welding bay. This was when I worked on a railway, and it was a dark room on my own. And I just laid on the floor and controlled my breathing. But I was going blue. My fingertips were blue and everything. And instead of phoning an ambulance. But now I've got EpiPens. But I've actually wrote it all down, actually. So I'm allergic to nuts, carrots, apples, celery, cats, dogs, trees, shrubs and dust. I take an antihistamine every day, just a cheap antihistamine, and nothing affects me. I don't really eat nuts, but I don't avoid food if it's, I don't tell people I've got allergies. Probably not the right thing to do, but it's but it's weird. I know a couple of people that I was in the army with have got all these weird allergies. So
fucking hell.
Yeah.
Woke.
It is, yeah.
All right. listener sit rep. So obviously in the last episode, so we invited people. We had a competition. We invited people to comment on YouTube. The only fucker commenting on YouTube is you, Steve. I don't know what to do. Yeah. Not even Sleechy or fucking Bottle.
Yeah.
Fucking like just fucking comment. So what was the question from last week? It was tell us your funniest. Go on.
Yeah, home comforts, DIY home comforts, furniture. Yeah. Fun, look, I was having to think about this. I don't really remember it. I'll probably, because I'm always one for making bits and pieces. But my mate Jay Cartwright, who's not with us no more, he was in Banter on I think it's Medman 4, and Tank Crew has always made it's normally the gunner's job, I think, because they don't do much. You go and make a toilet. So I'd normally get like an oil drum, and cut an hole in the bottom and then on the top, and just basically a seat. Well, Jay went the extra mile. He made a padded seat, and he had a handle, he had a toilet roll holder, everything, and it was hooked onto the back of his tank. But he lost it, unfortunately. But that was the best thing I ever seen. Anyway, a padded toilet seat, oil drum, bog.
So what I've decided to do, Steve, and I'm going to stick my neck out here, I may regret this. So if you're listening to this, I want you to go back and find the previous episode, which was on a day in the life of, and I want you to comment on the YouTube video of that episode with your funniest, most outlandish, fucking useful, useless bit of furniture that you've put together yourself on tour or in the block, which has helped you out. Go and comment on that, and me and Steve we'll decide who's got the best story or who's designed and built the best bit of home comfort, and you can win £50, and I'll send you £50. I will caveat this. This doesn't include our regular listeners, so Bottle, Phantom Bearskin, Sleechy, you're all fucking out. Anyone else? £50.
It's got to be a Royal Engineer or Remy, and it's surely someone technical.
I ain't being funny. Nobody's commenting, so you could put the shittest story on there, and you'd win £50. And I promise I'll send it to you. I promise. And on that note, I have to apologise. Well, I don't have to apologise. I just have to let Bottle know. So I put on a competition on Facebook of a picture of guess the naval warship, because I was up in Scotland the other week, and Bottle got it right, and I said that the winner would get a mug, and you will get your fucking mug. I haven't found a company.
He's already got a mug, so I think we should.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I'll get him another one. Yeah, I will get it to him. It may be a while, but I will get it to your Bottle. So yeah, £50 could be yours. Do you reckon anyone will? Stephen, don't be getting your missus to comment on it either. Do you reckon we'll get any comments?
Nah, all right, they're all chicken.
Yeah. All right, go on. Go into the proper listener sit rep, the fuckers. Has anything been sent in?
Yeah, they have actually, so...
Well, how come if they can send fucking stuff in, fucking just comment on the YouTube video?
Well, we've got a few bits here. So Russ from Military Veterans Football Club, he was Navy, and he sent me a couple of slang things in. So Sod's Opera, and I said, what? He sent me I was talking to him, and he's come out with these things. I said, what the fuck are you on about? And so Sod's Opera is an end of tour piss up, and they have a pantomime, piss take pantomime. And I've heard, is it a skit or a skit? They used to call it.
Yeah.
Similar sort of thing, I suppose. And the other word, hands to bath. I said, what's that? He said, stop in the middle of the sea, away from anyone, and the captain gives the order, hands to bath, everyone jumps in.
Nice. I'll tell you what, you just reminded me, because he sends stuff in regularly, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So obviously we're going up to see Ger Fowler, Veterans in Crisis in Sunderland, in September, so maybe you can let him know.
Yeah, I'll have a chat and be nice to meet up with him.
And we'll go play some football.
Yeah, I'll watch.
Oh, you can play.
So, another one. Right, so a bloke called T. T was ex-Remy. The term artificer. And
yes, excellent.
It originates from Middle English, stemming from the French word artificer, which itself is derived from the Latin artifex, meaning craftsman or artist.
Nice.
So yeah.
So who's this that sent it in?
T. I don't know who.
I haven't heard from him before. I'll tell you what, get his details. We're going to send him something. We'll send him some shit out of your bag. Yeah?
Yeah. I'll empty my sack on him.
Yeah. Right, so thank you for that, T. Thank you for engaging with us.
Mick Small. So
yeah, Mick is small, we know that.
He's a
different Mick.
Yeah, this is another Mick. So he's an old tanky. He wanted me to give a shout out for Models for Heroes. So they give free model kits and tutorials for veterans. So if you Google Models for Heroes and you're into model kits and stuff, they can help you. But they've got all tutorials and stuff like that. So yeah,
it's quite a big thing in the veteran community. I did that. It's stirred something in the recess of my mind that there actually is a big community of model makers in the veteran community. Yeah, look it up.
I made loads of tanks. I got into a bit of a rut fucking years ago. Like I was just really down, and to keep me out of the pub, basically, I went in a model shop and I bought a Leopard 2 A6. I remember it, and I built it, and I quite enjoyed it. And then from there, you've seen my cabinets in my front room. I've got about 50, probably about 100 tanks actually. All tanks, all the same scale. But I loved it. It really did. It focuses your mind. It takes you away from everything, and it's I enjoyed it. Doing a bit of research and all that sort of stuff as well. I did enjoy it. So yeah, definitely.
It's that thing, isn't it? Try new things.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's particularly, like, don't get me wrong, and I've been guilty of this. Like, if somebody said to me like years ago, try a bit of model making or that, I'd be like, fuck off, mate. I ain't doing that. But actually, be open-minded. Like, if you're stuck in a rut, try something new, because nothing changes if nothing changes. Give it a go.
Definitely, yeah. My mate Rab.
Rab.
Yeah, the American one.
Yeah.
He's asked me to mention the bun bitch in Fallinbostel. So the bun bitch was the Neffy wagon. And the regular woman was a Welsh woman. Is
this alongside Pam the Wildebeest?
No, she was a lovely woman. But we all used to go up there and we'd say to her, "What have you got?" And her voice sounded sort of like this. She'd go, "Ham and cheese, ham and mayo, cheese and pickle, corned beef." And she'd rattle off every roll she's got. And you just say, "Oh, I'll cup of tea." So next bloke come on and ask her the same question. There were about 20 people, and she'd come along, "Ham and cheese, ham and mayo." Yeah, she was a lovely lady. So Rab wanted me to give her a shout out. So Danny Swain. So Danny Swain, he said our last episode we mentioned enhanced learning credits, LCAS. He said for him it was a bit of a joke. It was very long-winded, a lot of paperwork. He used it, but he still had to contribute a substantial amount. He said the Forces Help to Buy scheme was great. Danny done his full service, but he said he bought his house using that and paid it off with his lump sum. So nice. Brilliant. He said the career transition partnership isn't great. He said this is his experience. He said it all changed over during his transition. He said it's worse now. Someone used to check in on you. Every couple of weeks you'd get an email or a phone call. There was always someone there to support you. He said that's not the case no more. He said whenever he tried to call them or contact them, no one ever answered, or he got fobbed off.
When did he get out? Recently?
Yeah, a few months ago.
Oh, right. So obviously this is that transition to where you're supposed to be on their radar 2 years before and 2 years after.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure. That's not happening then.
No, he said every time he phoned them, they'd say, "Oh, you need to speak to such and such," and he'd just be on hold. So, but am I shocked? No. At the end of the day, I'd imagine it costs less than the old system because, like everything in the forces, it's normally the lowest bidder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Lastly, Bill Skilling. It's a bit of a sad one. So Malcolm Livingston was ex-RAF, and he carried Princess Diana's coffin. And he was homeless and suffered with PTSD. And this is a few years ago. So in November 2021, he approached a homeless centre in Norfolk, but wasn't helped other than being given a sleeping bag. And he was sadly found dead at a church next to the homeless shelter. And it just goes like...
Is this recently this happened?
It's 2021.
Yeah.
But it's just sad, isn't it? And there was one in Liverpool in there recently. A soldier had died, found in a shop doorway, however it was. And I get people's frustration when they see hotels full of who knows who they are. You know, you could say refugees, terrorists, whatever they are. You know, I'd imagine a lot of my refugees, but surely a homeless soldier or airman, sorry, is a refugee. He's seeking refuge.
Well, I think obviously there's been loads of protests and that.
Yeah.
And I still honestly believe that 99% of the British public aren't racist, as in, like, we're a welcoming nation.
Very tolerant.
But it's just like, where's this, like, for years, we've had a veteran homeless problem, a non-veteran homeless homeless problem. And it's like, how can this, and remember, during COVID, fucking hell, there was no one street homeless in the country.
Yeah, well, this bloke was.
Why can't we just continue that on?
Yeah,
like,
I know a lot of people put themselves there, you know, for whatever reason, but it's just, I don't get how you can have this amount of homelessness. Christmas time, I went out for a drink with my work lot around Liverpool Street, and every shop doorway had a homeless person, and it's just, I've never seen it that bad before. It's horrible. Every train station in central London, you know, you've got a homeless person with their dog, and it's just, I don't know, where'd you go from this?
So you just reminded me, and I guess this is really going back to a bit of news, but I don't know if you heard about there's a number, and I'm just trying to find it. I think about 12 veterans living in social housing up in Bolton, I believe, have been made homeless, being evicted. Now, I don't know the full details of the story. Now, obviously, a lot of these social housing providers are like private companies. Like, I think you've got Settled down here, and the Hague Group, I believe, is one. Yeah. Now, so ultimately they're businesses, and if they're mismanaged or the economy's gone wrong, then that has consequences. And I guarantee there's more behind the scenes to this. But unfortunately, what a bad bit of PR excuse me. What a bad bit of PR that is for the Bolton Council fucking evicting 12 veterans with the current state of the country and the feeling towards the hotel people. But I think Darren Wright, Andy Powell, who are based up there, they're on the case. Darren did send me a message the other day, so fuck me, where is it? So on so they had a bit of a protest or a show of strength up there. That was actually Saturday. But yeah, it's just, I don't know.
These protests, they're not even being televised. They're not on the news. I've just seen it on Facebook popping out all over the country, these protests. And I just hope people are behaving, because, you know what, especially this government does seem to be very heavy-handed with certain groups or whatever. And you'll just get branded as far right and banged up. Look at the sentences they've given people. And what I don't get, right, a lot of the law in this country and the European human rights and all that, you've got the right to protest. So why does that give people the right to counter protest? Because for me, that's what causes a lot of the friction, when you've got a group of people protesting and then another group then opposing them. It's just, you have your own protest. Why have you got to disrupt it?
Well, I think that's fair. Like, people, it's freedom of speech. Like, so if you're saying we've got freedom of speech and you're holding a protest, then people have got the right to protest the opposite side. It's where, like, people get, like, I don't know, block people's ways or put a camera in their face or start shouting in their face. And it's like, just fucking get on with it. Like,
for me, like, having a counter protest is only going to end up one way, with people angry and frustrated.
But it shouldn't do.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't do.
But humans are arseholes, aren't they?
Exactly.
That's what we see it in Parliament. They're giving each other, all that, and swearing at each other.
If the people leaving the country are like that, then what fucking... like the rest of us.
Yeah.
If that's what we're living up to, then fucking hell, no one's got a hope in hell. But yeah, I still think like everyone's got a right to protest. It's where fucking idiots like getting in each other's face.
Yeah.
Like have some respect.
Everything's on camera, and the police. I see it in where was it, Epping, where it all started recently. They was jumping on a police van, and I just think if you're not learnt from what happened up north, last year or this year, whenever it was, the sentences people were getting, is it worth it? You know, just protest. You know, just hold your banners up, wave your flags, make a bit of noise or whatever. But to be throwing stuff at the police, throwing bricks at their window and jumping on it, you've got to be cleverer than that.
Massively crossing the line, that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I'd imagine a lot of coppers probably support the protesters. They probably feel the same way to an extent, you know, because, you know, I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
So, moving into the main part of the show, I guess. What is it? The proudest or most shameful? What, is this during time served or can it be afterwards?
I'd say during time served.
Okay. What have you got? Have you got any?
Well, for
What's
me...
your proudest moment?
My proudest moment, when I left, I got out. But
you said it time served.
But to be fair, I was never proud of anything in the army, really. You know, I marched through towns, and I think I marched through Trowbridge once. I didn't really care. Went to Buckingham Palace, didn't really care, you know. Passing out parade, maybe. But actually... proudest, I suppose, because I just left and I got called back to receive a commendation, and I had to go out in front of the regiment, and I'd never done that before. I'd never been promoted, or I'd never done anything worthy of that. So in my regiment, if you got promoted a lot of the time it would be regimental PT on a Friday. They'd call the people getting promoted and they'd go and get promoted. Things like that. I'd never done anything like that. So to march out in front, or walk, because I was a civvy now, to walk out in front of the regiment and receive a bit of paper, like it was an honour. I did feel a lot of pride.
You know, I was thinking about this morning, and I think you've done the same thing as I've done. You're minimising your achievements in the forces, right? So for me, in phase one, I got top recruit in phase 1 and phase 2 training, right? And when you get to your unit, it don't fucking matter. Nobody cares. But actually looking back, I think it fucking has, like, in my cohort, in basic training and phase 2 training, like I was the top recruit, and I've got my little tank card, and I've still got it. And you're right, it doesn't mean anything. But do you know what? Like, and it's almost like I stopped myself from saying I'm proud of that, because people will be like, "Oh, fucking hell, yeah." But you know what? Like, that was a proud moment for me and my family. Like
my phase 1 basketball, we had a rank structure, so you had. Obviously, everyone was a recruit. Then you had junior lance corporal, junior corporal. And it was like your section. You was a section commander or 2IC. So I got up to full screw. So I was a junior corporal. So I had red stripes, they were. And then the best recruit was the platoon sergeant. So we all had that. I've got a bovvy and I've got my uniform out. If I was looking up, what the fuck has he got on his number 2s? He's got his dodgy stripes. And I had to explain it. And all these blokes who come from Winchester are like, "You fucking wanker." And I was like, I was a corporal.
But that's the thing. It's sort of like, I found in the British Army, it's kicked out of you. Like, don't be proud of that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's bollocks, isn't it?
And I think that's why, like I say, I was never proud of it until I left. And I'd been a civvy for a few months, I think it was. And I'd say got called back. And I think it's sunk in, really, like going down the pub as a civvy and talking to people, and people are proud of the British forces at the time, anyway, that was. But so that was probably my proudest moment, whole regiment clapping, yeah.
But how do you, like, because as you said there, like, people, I believe, are still proud of the British Armed Forces. Like, the amount of people that want to join and never do for whatever reason. Yeah. I mean, you must have experienced it. The amount of people I met in the pub go, "Oh, yeah, I wish I'd fucking joined the British Forces," or stuff like that. Like, and we were one of the few that done it. Like. And it weren't easy. Like,
and I know Chizard gives one of our bosses a lot of shit because he didn't finish phase 1 because I think he hurt his back. But And I said to him, like, I'm talking to him, I said, you are a veteran. I said, a veteran's someone who served one day. I said, whether people like that or not, I'm not a big fan of it. I said, however, you joined the army at a young age, you didn't go to college, you didn't go to university, you give that up to join the army. It's not your fault you hurt your back, because he was spineless, probably. But, no, but, it's not your fault that you...
fucking jellyfish.
He was weak.
Yeah.
But, you give up the opportunity to do further education and all that sort of stuff. But I was like, you've done more than what a lot of people did. But nowhere near as much as I did. But
yeah, exactly.
No, but he's a bit embarrassed about it, if you like. And I'd say nothing to be embarrassed about.
Yeah. Not for everyone, though, is it?
No, exactly, yeah. Needs to grow a spine.
But I don't think that. I think we should, be proud of the little stuff. Don't minimise passing out of basic training. Don't minimise. You know what I mean? Well,
my nephew Tommy, he's in the army now. He's passing out. Parade was 2020, I think. No family or friends there. It was because it was lockdown, so it was just his platoon.
Yeah.
Winchester, I think he was, or Purbright. Filmed on webcam. That was it.
And
that shit. My passing out parade was massive. There was. I don't know, about 5 platoons, something like that. Massive party. There was hundreds of people there. It was a big event. I think I had about 10 people. You only meant to have 2, but I managed to get about 10 people. I had my nan's, granddad's, brother, sister, nephews, nieces, mum, dad, my best friend, his mum and dad. I had loads of people, and it was like a really proud moment. Yeah,
exactly. So we should give ourselves permission to be proud of the small things.
Pat on the back.
Well done, everyone.
But my most shameful was...
Fucking hell, I bet you've got a few of these, haven't you, mate?
No, you know what? I don't regret anything. I've always been like that. The decision I made was the decision. That's it. I did it.
I get that.
However, when I went to Colchester, and I always talk about it and laugh and joke, but I didn't get to deploy with my squadron. So my squadron deployed, I think it was the 30th of April. They deployed to Iraq. And I got sentenced on the 23rd of April. Yeah. So I was in the local Nick. I was coming out every day to, like my Sergeant Major, Pete Lidford, mentioned him before, he used to sign me out the local Nick to spend time with the boys for a week. But before I went to Colchester, but I say I got 60 days in Colchester, so I didn't get out on tour until like a month and a half later. And I was a bit ashamed of that. I laughed and joked it off, but I was ashamed that I weren't with my mates at the time. And it's and I know you said similar sort of thing when you got blown up. Your mates were out there, and it's not a nice feeling. But I was slightly ashamed of that.
So interestingly, when I started thinking about this, my mind went straight to some of the stuff I got up in Chatham, like a lot of stuff I can't really talk about, and involved women. To be fair. Sadly, like I think things surrounding walking back from the zone in Chatham at 2:30 in the morning and copping off with some young lady in a Chatham bus stop wasn't the highlight of my life. What else? I think maybe I mentioned it before. When I was out in the Falklands breaking into a naffy in the Falklands when it was closed and robbing loads of Captain Morgan spiced rum. On that same deployment to the Falklands, we were all fucking sherbeted up, and I ended up going into one of my fellow sprog who was trying to get his head down in his fucking scratcher, dragging him out of it and filling him in. Just ridiculous shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
you know what? We had a bloke. His name was Biswar, because we used to go, Biswar. It was like, I think he was Indian or something, but he was in the AGC. And when I was on Telex 7 with the Scotch Dragoon Guards, all the tankies, we got put in our own room and we got Biswar. He come in and live with us. But because he was AGC, which is what he joined up to do, he wanted to be a clerk. He didn't want to go out and patrol. We'd go out on patrols, come in at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we'd flip him out of bed. And I think that's fucking horrible. But we was fucking Remph, never goes out of camp. But that's what he joined up to do. Like, he was the bloke who was sorting our holiday out and our pay. And we're throwing him out of bed. He's in his top bunk, and we just flip him out. And this one.
Talking of that, our mate Sam Stone Street. So it was on our Class 1 survey course. So this is where you study for your HND, and it's like 9 months long, and you go on exercise, which is it's like a survey exercise. So we spent 3 weeks in Cyprus doing this survey job, And my mindset back then, so I was never the top of the class, but I was good. And I could pull people together, like the boffins, the geeks and that, and be like, right, let's get this job done quickly and get on the fucking piss. That was my whole attitude. And I remember, so I think, so Sam Stone Street was on my course, and we're out in Cyprus. He's in my room. Sadly, he'd been informed that his dad had had a heart attack, and he has survived, but obviously he was quite poorly. So I'd been out on the piss, and I remember getting down, fucking, what's it called? Not Paphos, not Akrotiri. What's the one?
Napa?
Not Iron Napa. The one just outside, anyway, the one just outside Akrotiri. And I got back in at about 8:30 in the morning. It was a Saturday morning, and Stoner's in bed, right? I think he'd been out, he'd gone home early because obviously he was quite upset and he weren't having a good night. I've basically woken him up with a fucking broom, brushing him, going, sweeping out the trash, and he's just flicked and thrown this broom, and it smashed through the fucking window. And I was just abusing him, and the poor fucker's fucking worrying about his old man, and it's like, yeah, sorry, mate.
Yeah, I'll say one of my mates, he told me that his uncle had interfered with him.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
And I fucking not laughed in his face, but yeah, I didn't react as a friend probably should have done.
As compassionately as you should have.
Yeah, and then I found out that he'd got a payout, a compensation pay, like a crime, a crime scheme compensation thing. So then I started saying he's a rent boy because he'd been paid for being molested by his uncle. And he still laughs about it today, but thinking that it's fucking terrible. But like I say, I weren't. Like, I'm a bit of a softie now, but like, I fucking move worms off the path and put them on the grass and stuff like that now if I see them. But I weren't at the time. I didn't want to be. Like, I was quite happy to be a fucking monster to be honest.
Yeah.
But
I did have another one, but I would say from what you said, you just reminded me that I guess when as I said before, like, after walking out of the explosion when I got blown up, and I'm sat there waiting for the Pedro to come in, and I remember being cuddling Tom, and just bursting into tears, and that feeling of shame and guilt that I'd let the team down was like fucking massive. Like, and I remember Tom going like, "What the fuck are you on about, mate?" And it was just, but that's how I think that's the thing that people don't get, like that.
Yeah.
How much that can cripple us as squaddies, as veterans, and that. But I did have another one from Afghan. So the first foot patrol I went out on. So as a Lance Jack Royal Engineer, I had like a pistol, which only really got issued to drivers, but I had a pistol and the fucking leg strap that it went on. And I had all this kit and first patrol, and it's like that, and fucking hell. Like, I soon learnt quickly. I ditched the pistol. It went in the bottom of my burger and never got seen again. And fucking, I remember, right, we're moving out. It's the early, it's like dawn, fucking right, we're moving out. And obviously I had the explosives, so I'm carrying like a lot of kit, and it's fucking heavy. And I remember this fucking pistol fucking coming out of its pouch, and I'm like thinking, fucking hell, I'm a mess of a man. But I learnt from it, and I went out light after that. But I was just, do you know that? I was like, oh, fortunately it was like dusk, so nobody knew who was making all this fucking noise and that. But I was like, oh God, fucking what a cunt. I
remember there was I forgot his name now, he was a weirdo, one of the Scots DGs. And he went out on patrol without his plates in his body armour. And this was not Osprey, it was the CBO, it's called, the little plate. But because they were too heavy, so he didn't take them. And it's just, fucking hell. Like, it's not optional. You fucking wear them. I know with the Osprey, I never wore the sleeves or the collars or nothing like that. And for me, well, my unit, that was optional. I never did. But I know they saved a lot of lives. So
I'm interested, Steve. Tell me one thing. Well, tell me one thing that you're proud of since leaving the forces. Because, and the reason why I want to ask this is because it goes back to the thing, like, I think as veterans, as British people, maybe, that we don't give ourselves that pat on the back enough. So here's an opportunity to do it. And it may be small.
You know what? The Breakfast Club, we've helped people Seeing people smile and have a laugh and saying, you know, they're happy, they're glad. So I'm sure I've done a lot more things that I'm proud of, but I am proud of the Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Brilliant, isn't it? It's something to be proud of, isn't it?
Yeah, and giving, like, for instance, like Andy loves it, doesn't he? Well, a lot of them are snotty. They all love it. I won't rattle off all the names, but they all love it. But when they say, like, Tuesdays can't come round quick enough now and things like that, it just makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
And we get random texts off people, don't we? You know, we send to each other, and it's just like, fucking hell, like, this is brilliant, you know. So, yeah.
I think for me, it's getting clean and sober. Yeah. It fucking took so long. Interestingly, last Thursday, I was up at Tom Harrison House. Every Thursday, they have a guest speaker. So somebody comes in and speaks to the current clients that are there. So I went up there and...
why did the normal bloke cancel?
Yeah. Fucking who can we get? But I said to him, like, this is where I've come from. This is what I'm doing now. And like, there is hope. Like, everybody knows that the crisis veteran community is going for and the need for support. And I do believe that the harder you fall, the stronger you rise. So like, the people that are sat in front of me, it's like, fucking give yourself something to do, give back to the community, because their voice is fucking can change the world in some little way. And hopefully it's sunk in. Like, and I do believe that fucking veteran, we all know that there's so much need for veteran support.
I really do think, selfishly, I got in because I do a lot of charity work and stuff like that, a lot of my time. But you feel so good about it afterwards. Whether that is, you know, doing what I do with Sappho, or cleaning with gravestones for the Commonwealth War graves, or even just, like, you know, doing the poppy appeal and standing there selling poppies, you know. It feels so good about yourself after. And what people don't realise is a lot of big companies, they will give you charity days. So like my job, I get 2 days a year I can claim back, and I normally do the poppy appeal and I go and sell poppies. And I think Chizard does the same. So we use our charity days to do the poppy appeal. And it's not just for selling poppies. When you get people come up to you going, oh, my dad was in the army. What was he in? You know, he's in the Staffordshire Regiment in the 50s in Cyprus. You can see that it makes their life, because someone's interested. I've met some really interesting, but met some right weirdos as well. But met some interesting people as well, though. You get these people who really want to talk about their dad, and then when you go, oh, what regiment? I don't know. Oh, what? Where did he serve? I don't know. You've got to give me a bit more if you want this conversation to carry on, sort of thing.
But maybe that's all they needed at the time.
That's it, yeah, definitely. But I've had people talking about their... I was at Wellington City last year doing a poppy pill, and this woman was talking to me about her dad was a prisoner of war in the Japanese prisoner of war camps, and he got the treatment that they all got, the torture and all that sort of stuff. And she said, like, you never come back the same. And it's horrible, but you could tell she walked away with a smile on her face because someone had listened, and her dad hasn't been forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's that, like, I've stood there many a times looking what we've created with the muster point, and I remember on occasions that I've like, the feeling I've had is like I've just fucking shoveled up a half gram of coke up my nose, like, unreal. Like, and this is an actual. I'm like, fucking hell, this is amazing, and it's like real. It's a real feeling,
you know
rather than.
I'd love to win a lottery, not because I probably would buy a nice big boat or something, park it up in a field, because you don't need planning permission apparently to live on a boat. But anyway, no, I would do stuff like there'd be a breakfast club every day if I won the lottery. Because that's what excites me. It's sad. It's probably really sad, but
not at all. Stop minimising it, Steve.
Yeah,
exactly, this is the problem.
No, but it gives me such a big buzz from it.
Yeah.
And that's the trouble. Like, tomorrow, I'm on nights tonight, so I start work at 5:30. I finish at 5:30 in the morning. I try and have a couple of hours sleep, go to Breakfast Club. And the trouble is, then I've got to try and sleep after, try and get another couple of hours sleep before I go back to work. And it's hard because I'm buzzing from the amount of caffeine I've drunk, because I've had 12 cups of tea in 2 hours. Yeah. But buzzing because I've just had a good time as well. So that's why I bought a load of decaf tea. So I've got to try and drink that.
Is it you that drinks that?
Yeah. That's when I'm on night, so I have to drink that stuff because I drink too much tea and I end up buzzing my tits off.
Yeah, fair one. Right, has anyone sent stuff in about their Proudest? I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, I've got a few bits. Right, so
you said you haven't had anything from the Phantom Bearskin.
No, well, he's had a bit of a bad time at the minute. He's one of his friends.
Okay.
sadly passed away. So he's I think it's his funeral today actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Nige, his name was, and yeah. So right, so Sleechy sent us a voice note in.
Sleechy, and just before you start it, so obviously we're doing the at Ease Festival, weren't we? In at the end of the month, and
Yeah.
Sleechy and his missus are coming down to support, hold the camera, and so I've ordered all four of us bright orange Muster Point. So it will have this logo on the front. The T-shirt's bright orange, and on the back of it, it's got the Muster Point podcast with our faces on it, so everyone knows who we are.
Is that to piss the Catholics off?
Yeah. Saying that, I'm Catholic, so I'm pissing myself off.
I remember that. I never realised the divide. Obviously, I grew up with the IRA bombing London and stuff like that. But when I joined the army, and you had the Rangers and Celtic fans, and fucking hatred they had for each other. And I remember Rangers had a bright orange shirt, and the fucking Celtic fans hated it. And I don't get it. But
I remember having only like a couple of times, but when it was. Obviously, it's on my records that my faith is Catholic. Like there'd be the odd snide comment, and it'd just go over my head because obviously I'm like, oh, okay, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. But my dad was born in Newcastle, and he said the little village he grew up in is at the bottom of the hill, and the village at the top of the hill they were all Catholics, and the bottom of the hill was all Church of England. And he said in the school holidays they would have battles. You know, he moved down here when he was young, but he'd go back for his school holidays, and they'd have battles with each other just because their parents did, and their parents did. Yeah, it's fucking mental. But anyway, yeah. So Sleechy's got a voice note.
All right, lads. Muster Point, Sleechy here, reporting in for duty. Right, so the question was moments of pride or shameful moments. Well, when I very first joined the army, junior leaders. My mum, in the process of joining, my mum and my dad didn't believe me. They signed the consent forms and everything, but they just thought I was such a knob. They were just like, you'll never do it. But anyway, so I just had to go through the whole thing, sorting it out myself. And from so the careers office gave me a fucking train ticket and a packing list. And this packing list had loads of stuff on it, but I'd no one to fucking help me, really. So I was just like, fucking, how am I going to fucking get all this shit on this packing list? And I read it, and it's things like a suit, fresh razors, fucking shoes. The main thing was suit for church parades, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a fucking suit from. So I've got this old fucking pink, purple corduroy bag that my mum got free with the little one's catalogue, and I just got this packing list in my room, and I just fucking basically went around the house just fucking robbing all the stuff in this packing list, like razor. I got, they wanted a brand new sparkly fucking razor. I just fucking grabbed my mum's armpit, bick out the shower, threw that in, that'll do. Suit, fucking shirt, tie, trousers, shoes, all that. I was like, right, I ain't got any of that. I was just a skateboarder. I ain't got any of that shit. But I knew my brother used to be a bit of a fucking mod back in the day, and he was older than me. So when I had a rummage through his wardrobe to try and see if I could find some kind of suit, and honestly, I didn't pay any attention to it. I was just like literally reading off the fucking list. Right, suit, jacket. My brother had this like fucking huge burgundy fucking box jacket, straight out of the fucking mod days. And I thought, right, that'll do, threw it in the bag. Shirt, I found this. This is all true, by the way, I swear down, this is all true. Fucking found this mint green and white thick striped shirt with one of those little bars that go through the collar. You know the ones I mean, that's got like a little bar that goes through. Fucking, it was well gay. One of them, pair of like these pantaloon blue Spandau Ballycinos. This is what was in my brother's wardrobe, and the shoes were like these blue bulb shoes with massive fucking like the shoes that Brush used to wear with like massive yellow laces. I just literally saw on the packing list suit jacket, grabbed that, put it in. Didn't think of the consequences whatsoever. I really, really didn't think it through. Anyway, so I fucking shoved it all in this fucking bag, zips it up, got up in the morning. Mum and Dad had already fucked off to work because they didn't even, like I said, didn't believe I was going to go. When I got on the train, went to fucking Bramcote Barracks, Junior Leader Regiment, Royal Artillery, got there, and these bags with this stuff that we packed, they took them all off us and they put them in a civvy room, and we all had like one of those old wooden lockers where you put your civvy kit in there, and then after your basic or your first 10 weeks or whatever, you can get this stuff out. Anyway, so lobbed it in there, no fucking dramas. I think it's first 6 weeks, and the fucking Sergeant O'Hare, Chris O'Hare came in, and he goes, right, end of week 6 or whatever. He goes, Sunday, church parade. So this is the first one. So obviously, you know what it's like. You go wear your fucking suit and all your finery and all that shit. And so he goes, right, so that's on Sunday. 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. It was almost like our first weekend off-ish sort of thing. Goes, right, 10 o'clock Saturday morning, stood by your beds, in your suits you're going to wear for church parade, and I'll inspect you. And if all's good, then you have it was like our first Saturday job. We could go downtown and fucking get some Maccas and that shit. Anyway, so fucking hell. So on the Saturday, Sergeant O'Hare comes in with the fucking key to the civvy room, bangs open the door, everybody runs in there, and I'm stood there, and I open my locker to get my little purple fucking bag of shit out. And I noticed that all the other lads were like getting these suit carriers out. Next, Burton's menswear, all these suit carriers, boxes with brand new shoes in, and I'm like going, you know, they've got crisp white shirts, fancy ties, and I'm looking at these people, and I've fucking unzipped my bag, and I'm looking at this bag, and I'm like, oh no. Oh, for fuck's sake. So I thought, well, there's nothing I can do about it now. You know what it's like in the army. You just got to get on with it, haven't you? So I put this... and I hadn't folded it. It was just like a fucking bag of crisps in there. Got this fucking absolute costume out of my bag. Fucking put it on and just stood there, and everyone was just going, fucking hell, Seabright. What the fuck's that? I was like, it was fucking... It was embarrassing, man. I was like, fucking hell. So anyway, but that was the easy bit. I've got to do... The fucking troop sergeant's coming in a bit to inspect us anyway. So we're all stood by our beds in our suits. The kid opposite me's name was Mosley. He's like crying, just looking at me. Anyway, I'm first, but no, I was second bed on the left. So fucking Chris O'Hare comes in, looks at the first geezer, goes, all right, well done, that's smart suit, yeah. He turns and does about 2 more paces until he comes to the end of my bed, turns and looks at me, and he just, and this is his exact words, but he went, fucking hell, what the fucking hell have you come as? And everyone was like crying with laughter. I'm just stood there like, I was just like, oh well, I might as well join in with the laughter. But it was fucking horrific. It was embarrassing. Anyway, so after that, so it was like just fucking, he felt sorry for me, I reckon. He could see that, you know, something's gone badly fucking wrong here for me to bring a pile of shit like that to recruit training. But anyway, so I went and rung so that's it. So it's Saturday afternoon now, and he goes, we can all have a fucking afternoon off. And I rung my mum, and she went, and I told her what had happened, and she went, oh my God, because by now they believe me, you know, they're like, fucking he's done it. And my mum went, right, and she jumped in the car with my grandma from Birmingham, drove up to Nuneaton, picked me up, drove me to fucking Burton's, got me a blazer, like fucking nice grey slacks, you know, oh, the fucking bollocks. And I turned up on the church parade and falling 3 ranks on the Sunday, and Sergeant Chris O'Hare just walks past me at the back, and he leans in, and it was like a nice thing, man. And he went, that's better, innit? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, but fucking shameful, literally wearing a clown's costume. Anyway, lads, I hope that amused you. Fucking terrorised me at the time. Take it easy, guys. See you soon. Ta-ra.
Fucking brilliant. I asked him if he had a photo of it. He didn't, unfortunately.
Do you know what? Having seen pictures of him, I reckon he would have suited that. I reckon he would have pulled it off 100%. Right. Do you know what? Though,
like, this is the thing. I remember one of the lads I was in phase 1 with had never worn trainers before because he grew up in somewhere like fucking the West Country, Cornwall or something, where he lived in wellies his whole life. He grew up on a farm, and like, he loved Silver Shadows. He said they look most comfy. Like, they were quite comfy, but fucking horrific. But he like putting a pair of Silver Shadows on. He couldn't believe how comfy they were. And there was a Scottish lad a bit like that as well. I remember he grew up in somewhere in northern Scotland, and he loved music. That was it, because obviously radio, there wasn't as much choice on the radio as there there is now.
Yeah.
But he got right into like heavy metal and all that sort of stuff. He'd never heard that sort of music before, and it's mad. These are people from the British Isles, and yeah.
But this is the thing: the fucking British forces attracts fucking misfits and fucking some of society's underprivileged.
Yeah, well, it gives people that opportunity, doesn't it? You know, like you say, people. I think that's why, you know, the likes of Sunderland, there's not much opportunity for people leaving school there. A lot of these.
What is it? I was
cities.
born in Durham, but I was made in the Royal Navy.
But
shit with accents.
Was that an Indian? But no, it gives people them opportunities, though, doesn't it? I wouldn't say better themselves, but just.
But it does. 100% it does.
But
it also fucking plays on that. Like, look, you could do this sport, you can see the world.
Yeah.
Part of the world you're going to see is fucking a war zone, and you may die.
But I know my mate Fox Piss, his dad grew up in Holyhead, I think, North Wales.
Yeah.
And like, again, there's nothing there. He ended up doing 40 odd years in the Navy. He's only just retired a little while ago. But yeah, he said there was nothing there. So yeah.
Anything else been sent in?
All right, there's loads. Yeah, so Bill Skilling, he drank a pint of Chris Church's piss, and that was shameful.
Why? Why was it shameful?
I don't know.
Standard in the Royal Engineers, mate.
Yeah, I think it's quite weak.
I even carried it on into Civvy Street.
Yeah, I think I did, to be fair. It's like a party trick, wasn't it? I drink a pint of anyone's piss.
I liked drinking it from my mate's tap.
Oh, that's one way of doing it, I suppose. Yeah. It's a bottle. He said he was proud and ashamed. He said he's got a few shameful moments. So getting caught wanking in the driver's compartment and Cat at Warminster. Cat's a big simulator thing.
Yeah. Didn't he? Wasn't he the one that fucking was wanking next to the interpreter?
Yeah, I thought it was a Bergen.
Fucking hell, bottle, mate. When am I going to meet you in person, you cretin?
Yeah.
Come see us.
Yeah.
No wanking, no.
So he got caught wanking. He said the other time is when he shit and pissed himself in the corridor after a night out. But I'm sort of proud of that too. And he said the most proudest moment was nicking one of the artillery's field guns from outside RHQ, and that was RHA. I think Mark Worcester knows about this. I'm sure Mark spoke about this. So Davey P, the proudest, was transferring from the Remy to 2RTR and escorting the first ever standard of the Royal Tank Regiment. So when they amalgamated, he escorted the standard. So it's quite a nice one. Feggy. His proudest moment was passing his tank commander's course, then coming back to the regiment and taking over his very own tank. Cheats' proudest moment is when he became a skillet arms instructor because he got back squadded in phase 1 for being dog shit at weapon drills. Shameful moment. He was the colonel's driver. One day in Banter, he fucked up twice. So he was driving a Land Rover to start off with, and he left the back door open. And the colonel's Bergen had fallen out, and he didn't notice. So he'd lost all his Bergen. And then later on that day, they was in a tank. And he hit a divot so big that the colonel broke his ribs.
Serve you right, sir.
Yeah, that was Cheats' thing. Paul the Sailor, proudest moment, was sailing back to port after deployment. It was known as Procedure Alpha, and that's when they all fall in on the deck. And he was on aircraft carriers, and I've seen that a few times. When I was a kid,
looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, my auntie worked for the Royal Navy in the signals department there. So she'd always tell my mum and dad, well before it was public knowledge, she don't work there no more, so she can't get in trouble. But yeah, she sort of warned us that there might be a ship coming in at certain dates, whatever, and we'd always go there. And it was nice. I remember once my sister's friend at school, her brother, he was on HMS Illustrious.
Okay.
And we watched him come in. So it was nice. It's a nice thing to do. Whenever I come back from anywhere, it was just Bryce Norton into a coach, and that was it.
Stop off at services and away you go.
Yeah, there was no welcoming parade or nothing. So that's nice. Chrissy B, shameful. It was at a fancy dress corporal's mess do. He was dressed as Crocodile Dundee. There was a life-size Golden Globe statue, and he punched the head off one. The whole regiment's junior NCOs were paraded on a square and bollocked for their behaviour. but he missed the bollocking because he was away with the football team. But he owned up to it and he got fined 8 bottles of port.
There you
But
go.
he was dressed as Chris. Chris was dressed as Crocodile Dundee. Fuck me, it was fucking hilarious. So
Make Dundee.
Like a leather waistcoat, a hat with the teeth in. But he bought fake tan and blonde hair dye. Chris has got dark hair, but he left the fake tan for too long and the hair dye for too long. So he had this bright orange skin and bright orange hair. It went ginger. But fucking funny. I have to get him to send me a picture. Another funny one. Gaz Owen. So Gaz was tanky. He was the Watford game. His brother was in free para, and this is about his brother. And so his brother was on patrol in a snatch in Northern Ireland in the 90s, and a cat had run out in front of it and went under the wheels. They pulled over and looked at this cat laying on a driveway, just staring at the sky. So they decided to put it out of its misery and whacked it round the head. He left a note apologising and they went on their way. When they returned to camp, the RSM asked what they'd been up to, and they said, just a normal patrol, nothing out of the ordinary. The RSM then said, have you killed any cats? So they said, yeah, we'd run one over, put it out of his misery. And he said, no. The owner of the cat that's now dead was watching the whole thing. The cat you hit ran in another garden and died instantly. The cat that you killed was just sunbathing on the driveway. So this woman was kicking off about it. But fucking brilliant. But,
Funny.
Yeah. Finally, I got a voice note from Pud.
Put in.
Morning, gents. Mendo, Mr. Black, how are we? I hope you're both well. So, Mr. Black sent me a question saying, what is your proudest or most shameful moment from your time in the forces? I think there's a lot of proud moments in the military. Obviously, you're first passing out of phase 1 and then passing out your phase 2, seeing your parents' faces or families' faces when you've actually achieved something. But for me, it's got to be passing out from phase 2 in Jib Barracks, finishing my engineering course, and seeing my old man's face, who is an ex-engineer as well. Yeah, well, a bit more about that. So my dad's dad died the day my dad was born in a diving accident, who was currently serving in the engineers at Southampton in 5/9 and a part of the diving team. Yeah, on the day my dad was born, he sadly died in an accident on the Southampton docks. So for me, seeing my old man's face looking at me and being able for him to witness his son pretty much do the same footsteps as he's done, yeah, was probably one of the proudest moments for me. Now, going on to my worst is going to, well, it's got to be going to when you're at Chatham doing your trade training. So for me, I was a plantee, so working with diggers, and basically you go out and you do test digs and you start basically on very small bits of kit, so your rollers, and work your way up to bigger machinery. But in this case, or this day, we were being trained on dozers, and basically, it was every phase you go through, you would do a confidence test. So you would go over a knife edge, so where you would have a drop in the machine. So obviously, you'll become more confident operating the machine. So the first part of the knife edge was you would drive over it, so you could see where you're going. And then the next part, you would be pretty much in the dark, going backwards over this drop. And everyone had comms, and I didn't realise that mine was on permanent send. And there's probably anything from 30 to 40 blokes who can listen in on these comms, including training staff, including the sergeant major at the time. So I've gone to do this confidence test in the digger, or the dozer, sorry. And as I've reversed back, and the training staff, I can't remember his name now, turned around and said, "Sapper Wellard, are you all good to go?" And I went, "Corporal, no, I'm a bit scared. And as I've gone over, this fucking machine's gone rocking back, throwing you back in the chair, and it literally, your gut comes up to your throat, and you're praying you don't roll. You won't roll, but it's that confidence test, like that leap of faith or things like that. So back I've gone, and I have fucking shit myself. Yeah, can't be. Yeah, it's got to be one of the worst moments of being obviously broadcasted in front of everyone. Oh, Corporal, I'm a bit scared. Absolute fucking whopper. Yeah, didn't live that down for a couple of days, and obviously then we went on to the exercise of Final X, and the lads proper fucking ripped me, including the pass-off parade for it as well. But yeah, I'm sure there was much more shameful moments in my time. But yeah, sorry I've been off radar. Been snowed under with work at the moment. But gents, keep up the good work. I've been loving the podcast, and I hope to catch up with you both soon at the Remembrance shindig, should I say. I have a few jars, and see you soon. Take care. Mendo, peace out.
It's always good to be embarrassed in front of a group of your peers.
I remember when you do your Challenger 2 driving, the tanks you learn to drive in there, they haven't got a turret. They've got like a compartment on the top where the driving instructor, he's got like I think he's got the handbrake, and he can cut the engine off as well. But then the rest of the crew sitting there, you've got seats, and like I say, you can all hear each other. But there's only 4 or 5 of you. But doing a knife edge is quite. It's probably more scary for the blokes in the turret, to be fair, because when you're in the driver's cab, in a tank, when you're closed down, you're pretty much lying on your back. It's quite comfy and secure. It's the blokes in the turret that get thrown around. So, but it is quite scary when you go up there, especially when you're like looking for a letterbox. That's what it's like. You can just see sky, and all of a sudden your guts go, and then you're going down again. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't fancy doing that in a digger or a dumper or something. Yeah, well, was it a dozer? That's all of our pride and shame.
Happy days. Obviously, keep sending them in.
Yeah, thanks for everyone who sent it in. Yeah.
There was some new names in there that I hadn't heard before, so that's good. Right. Marcus remembered?
Yep. So I've got a couple. So one's from me and one's from the Phantom Bearskin. So
go ahead, take it away, Steve.
Today I'd like to remember my friend Corporal Stephen Edwards, aka Eddie. He was a Challenger 2 and Warrior Commander in Badger Squadron 2 RTR. He was an absolute legend within the regiment. I think he was in Egypt Squadron for quite a bit before he came to Badger, and was well loved. He was the barman, so everyone loved him. Yeah. I knew him well and was in his troop in Germany, Banter and Iraq. We did adventure training together, sailing around Vancouver Island, where he was like the grown-up out of the group, although he wasn't. He was the first one to crack a beer open. But he was a big man, and he was always up for a laugh. We was on patrol in Basra one night when his vehicle was hit by a massive IED, and Eddie was sadly killed by a secondary device on the 31st of July 2007. I'm sure if there is a bar in the Greenfields, it'll be the landlord. And,
quality.
I'm looking forward to seeing him there. So now we've got the Phantom Bearskin sent in. Muckers remembered.
Evening, fellas. It is the Phantom Bearskin here. As requested, and very, very kind of you to offer, I'd like to do a Muckers remembered for a chap called Nigel Packwood. He's a very, very close friend of the family and vice versa, who sadly passed away in the early hours of the 11th of July of cancer. He'd been fighting it since 2017 and was given 5 years, maximum of 5 years then. But because he's a stubborn bastard and a true warrior, he fought it, but eventually he gave in and decided it was time to go. He'd had enough. Nigel's ex-RAF. He served in the RAF from 1980 till 1996, and he was a tech working on Phantoms, and then flight simulator technician. After getting out, he worked for BAE Systems right up until very recently at Lynham as a flight simulator technician. And when he became too poorly to work, only within the last couple of weeks before he died, really, he retired. He's originally from Tewkesbury in Gloucestershire, and he was living in Rawlet and Bassett when he sadly passed away. Fantastic bloke, despite the fact he had ginger hair, and he was a Gloucester fan, which is obviously arch enemies to my team, Bath Rugby, and he will be very, very sorely missed. My brother's giving a eulogy and at his funeral on Monday, which is, I believe, when you're recording this, and I'm going to be one of the pallbearers on his coffin. But proud of his service in the RAF, a font of all knowledge of anything's Phantom or fast jet. And yeah, a real loss to the world, So rest in peace, Nige. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate. So I'll say I've texted him this morning saying we're thinking of him. What I love about, we always throw a little bit, most people seem to throw a little bit of humour in as well, come up with it, like take the piss out of him being ginger, whatever, making a bit of a lighter note of it, if you like. Yeah, it's just sad. But
yeah, and it was nice to have him message it in. So if anyone listening's got a mucker they want to remember that's coming up, send us a voice note and we'll play it. Thank you. Bravo Zulu shout out, Steve.
Fighting with Pride.
Yeah, so we mentioned earlier on that Matt from Fighting with Pride came to the muster point last week, but Steve's going to tell us a bit more about what they do.
So Fighting with Pride is an LGBT plus military charity. They're there to listen, understand and support. They're there for the veterans, serving personnel and their families, particularly those affected by the gay ban, which was ultimately lifted in January 2000. Before then, a lot of soldiers, sailors and airmen were kicked out of forces for being gay because it was illegal at the end of the day. That was the law, military law. So they're there supporting them. I think a lot of them had their medals taken off them, all that sort of stuff, didn't they?
Lost pensions, lost a lot.
It's
a big thing in the media if you look in the right places, which is, I guess, the reason why Fighting with Pride was set up. Such as thinking, so they can support with anything if you're from that community or you've got a family member from that community, like the compensation, because the government put aside some compensation for those that were mistreated. They can offer emotional support. So again, it's that spreading the word. If you're affected by this or you need support in this area for yourself or a loved one, reach out to them. And as always, we'll put their details in the show notes. But yeah, it's another thing to be aware of, isn't it? Like, as you always say, Steve, you may be listening to this thinking, fucking hell, that don't apply to me. Well, lucky you, but it may apply to someone.
Definitely. Well, it says, like they say, they help their families. Well, I know, especially nowadays, a lot of people have got a gay, lesbian or bisexual nephew, niece, son, daughter. Like you said, that bloke who come to the muster point the other day, his son was gay, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they say they help their families. I don't know what they can help them with, but if you need any support, look at them. Just
reach out,
Yeah.
So that's episode 20 in the bag, Steve. 6 months later, 1,000 listeners a month. We've featured in Soldier magazine.
Yeah. Bottle's a massive wanker.
He is a massive wanker, isn't
he?
Yeah. Get your tickets for the Muster Point Ball. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And the main thing I've taken out of this, and I hope the listeners take out of it, is stop minimising our small successes. Be proud. Be proud to be a veteran. Like,
Pud said, didn't it? Pud was the only one who said that he's passing out of phase 1 and phase 2. I know the engineers, phase 2 is a big thing. Everyone else phase 2 is nothing.
It's a good event because it's not your typical passing off parade, because it's down at Hawley Harding at Jib Barrack. So there's like a big display of explosions and running around and a boat, beach assault and stuff like that. So it's quite good.
When I was at Bovington, you do map reading signals, learn to drive a car, and then learn to drive a tank and the maintenance side of things of a tank. And after you train, then you're off. Before you left, instead of having a passing out parade, you went on guard for a week. So
that was chill up, fellas.
I know it's fucking demoralising as well. You get your 10 rounds, stand outside the gate, either Bovington or Lulworth. It was horrible. And you got the not the MPGS, the MPS, the civvies. You're there to protect them. But obviously, it's just so you finish training and then you go on guard for a week, and that's your goodbye from training sort of thing. I don't know if that's what still happens, but it was a bit demoralising. But I know when I was in phase 1, a lad come back. He just finished phase 2 Royal Engineers, but he was my section commander's first sort of intake, and he come back to say hello, and he was talking to us, and he said, like, the Royal Engineers, they get their stable belt then, and it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And he was going through it all. But, like I say, be proud of all the achievements.
Yeah. And also, remember, if you comment on the last episode on YouTube, you could win yourself 50 quid. Does not apply to bottle the Phantom Bearskin or Sleechy. I'm going to also add in Tom Wellard there, because that would be a fucking conflict of interest, me giving me mate 50 quid. Yeah. Well, what are we talking about next week? No, or the next episode.
So the next episode is homelessness amongst veterans, and that is anyone's experience or interaction. So if anyone's been homeless, anyone knows someone who's homeless, anyone who's had a chat with a homeless veteran,
or got thoughts on the veteran homeless situation in the country at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's quite a relevant topic at the moment. So send us in your thoughts, and we'll go from there. Right. Should we end it there?
Yeah.
Right. Off you go.
That's number 20 downrange. Would you believe it?
It's almost as unbelievable as Sleechy's soup we've just heard about.
Next week, we'll be talking about homelessness amongst veterans, experiences or interactions.
Get in touch. Let's share some lived experience. It really might help a fellow veteran out.
Voice notes, DMs, or written on your local Tramps box. Find us at Facebook at the Muster Point Veterans, X at the Muster Point, TikTok at the Muster Point, and YouTube, the Muster Point Veterans.
Until then, parade. Bye.